Welcome to Leadoff LA. I'm John Hartung alongside Jerry Hairston Jr. Nomar Garcia Parr. Here we go again. Jerry's second straight weekend, this time in San Diego. These are actually the final 3 regular season meetings between these two, so you got to make them count.
Absolutely. You know, it's a little surprising, but obviously with the balanced schedule, you have different types of schedules now. You got to take advantage of the head-to-head meetings. The Dodgers hold serve at their place at Dodger Stadium. Why don't we go to San Diego and do our thing there, win this series?
Yeah, you know, you would like to see maybe the schedule, see these games more in September. I mean, because obviously they have some big implications, and both these teams are obviously going to be battling down the stretch. But nonetheless, I mean, here we were last week. The only difference was the Padres were up by a game, and here the Dodgers are up for a game, so anything could happen. So make sure the Dodgers get game 1 so it doesn't, you know, flip the other way.
All right, well, let's set the stage for this weekend series. The Dodgers just split 4 games in Colorado, while the Padres won 3 out of 4 at home against the Giants. That means the lead is down to 1 game entering the night. You see the starting pitchers, former Padre teammates. Blake Snell goes against Yu Darvish. And it was 1 week ago tonight, the Dodgers were coming off being swept by the Angels. They trailed the Padres by a game, responded with a 3-game sweep of the Padres, Jerry. So you know the Padres will be out for some revenge this weekend, and it will be interesting to see how the Dodgers respond this time in enemy territory.
Yeah, absolutely. The Padres have played good baseball after that series. They played it well against the Giants, and they historically played better at home. The energy will be in the building. From the Dodgers' perspective, try to make sure, a lot of Padre fans obviously, take the crowd out of it. Score early and often, play good baseball, just like you did at Dodger Stadium. They hit with runners in scoring position, they caught the baseball and pitched extremely well.
You know, when we look at just these two teams going at it over the last few years, you know, they've been battling. You know, both teams really good. Obviously, the Padres have gotten better and have definitely competed getting in the postseason. And I think over the years, and even this year, we talk about the energy. We talk about the way this Padre teams, they play with emotion. There are times when they beat the Dodgers and they're going, listen, the Dodgers did not match their energy or their emotion. So we know this team is like that. So now they're back home. Their fans, they bring it. It's going to be electric. They supply emotion and help this team out. So it's really key for the Dodgers. Go out there, try to take them out early, as you mentioned, Jerry, but go out there and play good baseball, play solid, and I think that's going to be the key to this game.
Won't be hard to get up for these next 3 games in San Diego. Let's get our first look at Dave Roberts' lineup to go up against Yu Darvish. After a day off yesterday, Shohei Ohtani is back in the leadoff spot with Mookie moving back to the 2-hole. Will Smith does the catching and hits 3rd. And then Freddie Freeman's in the cleanup spot. Teoscar Hernandez returns after a day off as well. Michael Conforto will be in left field. Andy Pages is in center. Alex Freeland coming off a big day in Colorado. He's at second base, and Buddy Kennedy is at third base. Nomar, what sticks out to you tonight?
You know, when looking at this, you know, obviously after yesterday's win over in Colorado, which was great, so it allowed Shohei to get some rest. We got Teoscar, he also got some rest, so getting these guys back in the lineup looks nice.
Good to have Shohei Ohtani. You see the month that he's had, 385. Love the OPS as well, and I just really love the first 5 guys in this lineup. They are really starting to swing the bat.
And the Dodgers took 2 out of 3 from the Padres in San Diego a couple of months ago, but that intensity is going to be cranked up all weekend long with the division race very tight and only 34 games to go. David Vassay is in for Kirsten Watson. He joins us live from Petco Park with more ahead of the series opener. Hey there, DV.
Hey, John, it's already packing in here at Petco Park. A lot of electricity, even during batting practice. The streets in San Diego are filled with a lot of Dodger blues, so Dodger fans will be making their presence known here in this 3-game series. And the Dodgers coming into the series, compared to last week, have that 1-game lead and also have won the regular season series. Very important considering how back and forth this division race is going now, headed down to the final month of the season. Dave Roberts talked about the feeling around the team this Friday compared to last Friday at Dodger Stadium.
I don't think so. I mean, I think the only difference is, from our perspective, is we're playing here versus at home. This is a fun place to play a baseball game. Obviously, we ended up playing really well last week, kind of chasing those guys, and now we got a game lead. But as far as our overall mindset, I think we feel the same. Nothing has changed as far as us kind of knowing how good of a ball club they are, what the stakes are. It's a division rival. The season is not going to be made or lost this weekend. But yeah, we just want to play good baseball. So I think that's kind of where our mindset is today and where it was last week. I mean, it's up there as far as one of the places I love to play and visit. And with that, the home field advantage, the fans, the noise, it's a great place to play. I'm sure they win more here than on the road, certainly because of the fan base. I mean, the skyline, the whole vibe, the scene, it's great. Fun place.
Yeah, it's fun for Dave Roberts because the Dodgers have won more than they have lost during his tenure as manager here in San Diego. From the Padres side of things, Manny Machado was asked about how this series will be different than Los Angeles a week ago, and he just said, this game is the most important game. That's the way they look at it on the San Diego side.
It absolutely is. Anytime the Dodgers come to town, they treat this like it is their World Series. DB, thank you very much. Yesterday was just the third game this year that Shohei Ohtani has missed. The first couple because of the paternity list. Scheduled day off for him, plus he was hit by the line drive while pitching the night before, Jerry. But here in the month of August, he's reached base in all 18 games, hitting .385 with 6 homers. He's scored 20 runs in those 18 games, so it's going to be great to have his bat back in the lineup in San Diego.
It's great to have the best athlete on the planet back in the lineup. And you're right, John, we had a little bit of a scare when he had that line drive off his thigh. All indication he is ready to go, and he has had a great month. And we talked about the little dip that he had in the month of July when he started to pitch. And I think that took a lot out of him. Not him starting those games. I think it was the buildup. Getting there to the ballpark early, doing those sim games, and just having those long days. Now he's fresh, he's recovered, and he's had a great month of August.
Yeah, those are impressive numbers, and I think you're right, Jerry. I think, yeah, the build-up, the routine, all of that, and sometimes when your body starts to adjust. Talk about the dog days, of August, and what did that really mean? There's a time when your body starts to adjust, and all of a sudden it flips from what you've done all in the off-season, all your build-up, to kind of adrenaline now kicking in, where everyone's tired. You start getting to those times where you're tired, but that adrenaline kicks in and starts carrying you through September and the rest of the season. So I think that also, as this build-up, now here's my routine. This is where it is. This is kind of the routine. The adrenaline kicks in because you have something to play for, and that's always nice to have when you're going down the stretch. And for Shohei Ohtani, having his bat back in the lineup and what he's been able to do, obviously sets the table, and they need table setters.
Absolutely do, and hopefully that off day for him and Teoscar Hernandez yesterday will help them tonight in San Diego. And Ferris Bueller famously said it, life comes at you fast. This time last week, Buddy Kennedy was barely a Dodger. He had just been claimed off of waivers from the Blue Jays, started last Sunday in this big series against the Padres. Now he's in the starting lineup again to kick off this huge series in San Diego. No, Marno, it's a big roll of the dice. You're playing a guy who's 2 for 25 in the big leagues this season, and these are very important games.
They are extremely important games. We know that. They recognize that. He's played some solid defense out there, but right now you have some guys that would probably be in there instead of Buddy if they were healthy. Right now we don't have Tommy Edman, we don't have Kike Hernandez. Those two guys on the IL. I would assume if these guys were back that they would find themselves somewhere in there. We know Miggy Rowe, he's been doing an excellent job. That might be somebody that you plug in, and maybe we'll see him over the course of this series at some point. But you're going to get an opportunity. We keep saying, right now you got guys here who maybe, right now aren't lighting it up offensively, but have an opportunity to try to show what they can do, that you can depend on them.
Well, I'm a little worried that something's wrong with Miguel Rojas. That's what I'm thinking, because obviously Buddy Kennedy, he is a great guy. He's a young player. But going on the road, this rivalry, the Padres, Dodgers, it's one thing to do it at home, but you already got a guy like Alex Freeland, who's a rookie in tonight's lineup. But a guy like Buddy Kennedy, he's in for tonight. He has been solid defensively. He's really struggled with the bat, not just with the Dodgers, but also with the Toronto Blue Jays. I'm just worried that Miguel Rojas is banged up a little bit, because obviously if he's not banged up, you would have him in there. He's a veteran guy who can handle a bat, has had a great year swinging the bat. and he's an excellent defensive third baseman. So I'm hoping Miggy Rowe's okay.
All right, still much more to come here on Leadoff LA. San Diego ranks third in attendance this year, just over 42,000 fans a game. Of course, the Dodgers are first, nearly 50,000. The final series of the regular season should be a fun one. First pitch coming up at 6:30. We got the drone shots over Petco Park in San Diego. Of course, all the bells and whistles coming out for a huge 3-game series down there in San Diego. The Dodgers lead the Padres by 1 game in the NL West, and the people have already packed the place down there just outside of the Gas Lamp Quarter. For the first time in a long time, Mookie Betts is smiling again. He's raking at the plate, and he's willing to talk about it. Mookie's our Dodger voice, brought to you by Morongo Casino Resort and Spa.
Well, we are joined right now by Mookie Betts, and this is the biggest meeting Mookie Betts has had all week. Welcome.
Thank you for having me, brother.
Hey, Mookie, there was an unverified report earlier this week that you, Doc, and Andrew had a meeting to discuss you going back to right field. What can you tell us about that, and can you set the record straight?
People are making stuff up. Somebody's in there just trying to be the first one to report a story of their own. So that's completely false. I go in there to talk to Doc. Me and Doc have like this mentor, father-son type relationship, and I talk to him all the time about my swing and how it's coming along and all, this, that, and the other. And so somebody in there was just kind of guessing and making stuff up. So whoever made that up, you need to be careful with what you're reporting. Because I was in there talking about my swing and how it's coming along. So that has nothing to do with going back to right field.
How shocked were you when you started seeing that pop up all over and it wasn't even true?
Very shocked. I mean, it's, I understand reporters have to do their job, but I mean, you don't have to spread lies. You don't have to just make stuff up, especially I'm a very open and honest person. Just come talk to me and come ask me. I don't appreciate things being made up, but it kind of is what it is.
I could vouch for that. You're very approachable.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like you just come and ask me. I'll be honest. I'm a very honest person, very, very honest.
Mookie, around this time last year, you took it upon yourself to say moving to right field would be the best for the team. Would you be open to doing that? And is that even something that's ever been brought up recently?
No, it's never been talked about. So that's another reason why I don't even know how these reports, people just make stuff up, want to play GM and manager. But whatever. I mean, my tone has been the same from the beginning. I'll do whatever it takes to win. So if I need to move to third base, to right field, to second base, wherever, it doesn't matter to me. I feel like I'm a very viable option anywhere except pitching and catching.
You never know. You could do a lot of things.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing those two, though.
Mookie, this is the last time you see the Padres. You guys had a big lead in July. Now it's a back-and-forth division. How big is it to have the urgency, and how do you guys approach it?
It's obviously important to have urgency. It's just hard to do it for 162 games. But now it's getting down to crunch time. The Padres, the Rockies, Cincinnati, whoever we're playing against, we have to have that sense of urgency. The division is close, and so we know that they're going to be hungry. They're not going to roll over and just quit, So we have to really play good Dodger baseball for the next 2 months, including postseason.
Mookie, thanks a lot for the time. It's great to see you smile, Mookie. Mothers across America still need that smile. I'm glad it's back.
Yes, sir. It's back. It's back.
There he is. He's at shortstop today and tomorrow and yesterday. Mookie Betts.
Good stuff there from Mookie Betts. Time now to call your shot, brought to you by Southern California Toyota. Nomar, for every day of the week, your career average was over 300, but it was the highest on Fridays. Did you know you love those Friday night lights? You hit 333, so you're up.
I did not know that, but thanks for that information. Gosh, if there's a stat for everything, John, it's crazy.
It's true.
But Friday nights,
Call
west
your
of the
shot,
Mississippi.
We know you hit 358, 372, 408 on days that end in Y.
No doubt. Anyway, I'm actually going with a guy who actually swung the bat really well his last game, and that's Alex Freeland. 3 knocks. I think he continues that today and has a good day today.
I'm going Friday Night Freddie. Freddie Freeman has a big night. It's something about the number 5. Number 5 has great success on Fridays. Freddie Freeman.
Okay, I like both of those shot calls. I'm going to take a guy who's probably arriving in San Diego, and he's feeling pretty refreshed because he didn't do anything yesterday. He had the day off. He slept in there in Colorado. I'm taking Shohei Ohtani against his fellow countryman, Yu Darvish. Shohei's going to have a big night tonight in San Diego. There's really nothing quite like a big game at Dodger Stadium, but Petco Park, not too shabby. The drone is out for this huge weekend series in San Diego. First pitch about 5 minutes away.
Dodgers dropped the opener to the Padres here 2-1. It was a heck of a ball game. They had one hit over the first 8 innings. They got a couple in the 9th against Suarez, but couldn't get that key hit to tie it.
Yeah, it was a nail biter, and now you're tied for first place. You got 2 more games here in San Diego, and then you got the rest of the season. But these next 2 are very important.
And it's a continuation of the trend from Colorado. The offense just so up and down.
Yeah, you leave Colorado, and it's tough when you're going to face this pitching staff, and it's also just tough when you leave Colorado alone and figure out spin. And spin tonight from Darvish was pretty doggone effective.
Tomorrow they'll face Nestor Cortez. Tyler Glasnow pitches for the Dodgers and tries to get this series tied at a game apiece.
Teo, why was Darvish so good? Is he the type of guy that you have to jump all over early, or it could turn into what it did?
I mean, he was. I don't think he missed many pitches over the plate. He was hitting every corner. He was making a lot of pitches for him, good pitches for him. You know, we tried to put the ball in play. We tried to attack him early, but it didn't happen. So it's one of those days that you just have to be the cat.
Did the strike zone in the 9th inning affect the way the outcome of that at bat went for you?
Not really. You know, it was tough pitches. Was trying to put the ball in play. It didn't happen. It's like I said, he made really good pitches and not a bad, and struck me out.
Overall mood in the clubhouse, just knowing what's at stake in this series?
I mean, it just, you know, obviously we're fighting for the division, but this one is in the past. We're going to continue to work hard, come here tomorrow and try to win.
How challenging is Darvish with as many pitches as he has in his mix?
It's really not hard, but it's difficult. You don't know where to look. You don't know what pitch to look for. He was using all the pitches today, hitting the spot, the corners, really good with all of it. So it's like one of those days that you just say, okay, I'm going to try to put the ball in play, see what happens, to see if something could happen. So for us, it didn't happen today, but tomorrow we got another chance.
Dave, you got a really good performance from Blake to go into the 7th inning. How tough is it to lose a game where your starter goes that deep?
That was a really bright spot. I thought Blake was fantastic tonight. Really good lineup, and the way he navigated, got through 7 innings, just a really stellar performance. And unfortunately, we couldn't figure out Darvish, and they went to the pen and just really threatened a couple times late, but just couldn't get that big hit.
How was Snell able to go that deep when he didn't seem to be even having his fastball command? He's using a lot of his curve, his off-speed pitches.
You know what? I think the thing is that he and Will did a really good job tonight of sequencing. I thought the breaking ball for a strike, shortening it, the changeup was good all night long, and he has just enough fastball to keep those guys on it. So I thought Mookie played a heck of a shortstop tonight, made some really nice plays, and honestly, it was a well-played baseball game.
That 9th inning, Mookie and Freddie get that rally going against Suarez. Did you feel like you guys had a really good chance to at least tie the game there?
Absolutely. We had the right guy at the plate and felt good about Teo. And I think that one early in the at-bat, the ball down that was called a strike, I think obviously that led him to chase that last pitch. And so I thought he put together a good at-bat, but, Suarez is a good pitcher, and, they got us tonight. I think when you're in it, you don't really have the time to think about disappointment and what could have been. You've got to just go out there and deal with what's going on right now. And so we're tied up, in the standings, and we got to win a game tomorrow. So there's just no other way to look at it.
Why was Darvish so good tonight?
I think Darvish was good tonight because he flipped the script. I think. At our place, he couldn't find the zone, trusted his fastball. Today, there was a lot more cutters inside to righties. There was a lot more sweepers and the curve ball, and he didn't lean on his curve or his fastball at all. And I don't think we got many balls out of the infield tonight. So he just changed the script and made pitches when he needed to.
How difficult is it to make that adjustment mid-game when you sort of see, especially the guy that has that many different ways you can sort of go about it, to sort of make the adjustment click onto what he's doing?
It is. I mean, it's not necessarily its team. It's kind of hitter dependent. But yeah, I mean, you could see early he was kind of doing some things different. You just don't know if he's going to go back to throwing the heater. But when you're commanding the breaking balls like he was, it still makes it tough for any pitcher.
Dave, knowing what's obviously the magnitude of this series when it comes down to the division, level of frustration in regards to the offense and how they showed up tonight.
Yeah, I mean, I think it just goes to Darvish pitched well. I don't think it was lack of focus, and I thought the at bats were fighting, and we had some good at bats. But yeah, I just think tonight was one of those things that good pitching beat good hitting.
When you're facing a bullpen like theirs, and they weren't perfect tonight, but how difficult can it be to build a rally late?
It's tough, against these guys. They've got 4 or 5 guys that. You could argue on any roster they could finish. They could be the closer, right? And so you got to kind of manage like that because you don't get many opportunities. But I did think that we did a good job of, creating some stress and giving ourselves a couple opportunities in the 8th and the 9th.
Miller couldn't really find the strike zone. Is that a bad swing by Paez, or would you prefer him to take that pitch? I mean, easier said than done, 101. But just in that situation, would you like to see if Miller can get himself out of it?
Yeah, it's one of those. It's hard to, with what Andy's done and to, a guy that's got such good stuff. And I didn't look at the pitch again, but it just seems like it was a good pitch to fire on. And I thought he took a good swing. And I just don't want to kind of second guess if it's a good pitch versus if it's a chase in that situation. But yeah, I mean, you see he was kind of struggling a little bit, especially with the left-handers.
The ball that Ohtani hit to center field, any other part of the ballpark, is that a home run?
It's probably a homer in 29 other ballparks, but the Marine Lair, this ballpark itself, and it just kind of held up.
You lost 11 of your last 16 one-run games. Is that worrisome, or is that just a coincidence? Does that number bother you?
I think no. I think the losses bother me. Yeah, I mean, it's just kind of, it is what it is. I don't have really any answer for, but obviously it speaks to how many games that we're in, whether we can kind of, make a game close or, but a hit here or there changes the outcome of a lot of these games, certainly.
Yeah, I mean, we have a lot of different styles, and that's one of them right there. It's how we play. And like I said, we can beat the other team in a lot of different ways. And tonight it was more of an old-fashioned recipe, Starter going 6 innings. Darvish was fantastic. Some productive outs, some good situational hitting, guys using the middle of the field, bogey with a sac fly, good defense, bullpen clearly brought it home. So, it was a really good baseball game. We played a very good baseball game tonight.
Talk about your view and what you thought of the various plays on the double play in the 8th inning from the start of it to Mason's dig.
Yeah, I mean, I've mentioned it periodically. I don't know if it's getting noticed or not. It's not going unnoticed by us. It's Louis' defense at first base. I mean, he's really played outstanding defense. The eye test tells you any metric will tell you, the last almost 3 full months has been, really top of the league, quite frankly. And he went and made an aggressive play, and, Mason, nice job. He clearly was, got some good PFP from Oakland, and it's just a nice job for him to come over and make that play and be trained the right way to cover the base. And, it's a nice little pick play. So, it was a big double play.
From your perspective, what made Darvish as good as he was tonight?
He just in control of everything he was doing. I mean, if you looked at, I thought him and Freddie worked very well together, but he was just in control with everything. I mean, wherever the glove was, the ball was going. The fastball had some real life to it. There was multiple 94, 95s. Had, some real, like I said, life at the end. The secondary pitch was really good. He's throwing to both sides of the plate. I just thought he was masterful.
He went the 74 pitches. You've got your bullpen. I mean, is it as simple as that? You've got your bullpen, or, Darvish hasn't thrown as many pitches since coming back.
It's not quite as simple as that, and there's some calculus there, but the decision process is he's gone 6. He hadn't gone over, anything in the low 80s. He's at 74. Feel like, clearly we got a great bullpen. So it was just an opportunity. Why send him out if we're going to do something, early on? So we just went to go to Jason, and Jason was fantastic.
Assume Laureano finished the whole game, but what was the issue there?
He just rolled his ankle. Just froze on him a little bit. Just needs some time to kind of get it to release a little bit.
Gavin Sheets.
Go ahead. Mike, you talked yesterday. Your team got down 2-0 and was able to have that, championship-winning type resolve to come back and win today. You got behind 1-0, but even in situations in the 8th and 9th, your team found a way to hold on with maybe not going so smooth. What do you feel like that says about your team today?
Yeah, I mean it's a very experienced group that's going to keep their head in the game and just play the game and like I say, get down 1-0 and all right, here we go. We got a tough guy. I thought Blake threw the ball well for them. Made productive outs, got better as the game went, which we talk about a lot. Second time through, I mean, he pretty much ran the table first time through, and second time through, we were able to, again, just have good at bats. Had a great approach, Manny, middle of the field, bogey, sac fly. It's not a comfortable bat for Herney and Sheetsy. It's not a comfortable bat for any guys really, but I just love their approach, just fighting balls off, a couple balls down the line, a Hearn ball in the middle of the field. So, when you have those approaches, it doesn't matter who you're facing.
Can you go into what it means for this team to have Gavin Sheets have adapted to left field as well as he has, and what avenues it opens up for you?
Quite a bit. It opens up a lot for the team. We've had it before. Laureano got here, had a void there clearly that Sheets was filling before. Ramon got here. Now with Jackson being out, slide Ramon over to a spot he's played in and get Sheetsy out there to go play. Made a nice slide and grab in the 6th to start that inning. So he gets another bat in the lineup, and he's been able to more than hold his own out there.
Hey, Mike, this might get into the realm of minutia, but in that 2-run inning, you had 5 guys swing at the first pitch. Is that something you guys maybe picked up on Snell, or was it simply just circumstantial?
I think it was. I don't think we picked up anything necessarily. It was more of a byproduct of, really being locked into an area we wanted to get a pitch. And once we got the pitch in the area we wanted to, we fired. People talk about being patient and people talk about being aggressive, and really they do merge each other. But the patience is just however long it takes for you to get a good pitch so you can be aggressive on it. And if it is the first pitch, you got to be ready for it, especially with a guy that has out pitches.
And you talked a little bit earlier about playing your style of baseball. And one thing that stuck out to me, I think it was in the 9th, like Manny, even though he didn't make it there, he dove for first base. What does a play like that mean to you?
Quite a bit. Effort's a very important thing. This guy's sniffing out, smelling out. Hadn't had a day off all year. Knows that extra run, insurance run could be, a factor, and, hits a ball that Mookie made a nice play on, made a couple of nice plays. But, he's just sniffing it out, knows if he can somehow scratch and claw to get to first, and he knows we got another run on the board. Says a lot when you're, your best player or one of your best players is giving you that kind of effort. Sends the right message to the team.
6月7日、日本時間、雨に濡れたセントルイスのブッシュスタジアム、メジャーリーグの強豪ドジャースと名門カージナルスが激突する注目